Here we go then. I didn't think this would turn up. This will be the... It does look like I've opened it, but I haven't. This will be the clearing of Detective Sergeant Nick Cook and his two funkies, I would imagine. So we'll just see if I can do this, because I'm so very confident that we'll have cleared them. Put that away. Complaint against police. I don't actually mention a name. Made on the 27th of July. I'm not sure this is the responsibility of this department. This is unprofessional standards, by the way. I'm not sure I've heard of Mr. D. Green. Can't remember. A full account of the outcome of the investigation. Documents referred to in the investigator's report that do not fall within the report are not disclosable and therefore are not included. Documents referred to in the investigator's report that do not fall within the report. Well, why would they be referred to then? Oh well. Any personal information relating to the officers and witnesses has been removed, as this is considered as third-party information. Oh, that's a new one. So this was Detective Sergeant Nick Cook, and the two Muppets had turned up at my door when they said they were going to take me to court. I forget their name. I shall have to try and find that and add a bit if I can't recall them. In reviewing the allegations made in the complaint, we additionally have to consider whether there is a realistic prospect of proving to a disciplined tribunal that the officer's behaviour fell below the standards set out in the standards of professional behaviour. So they're just working up to tell him nothing's going to get done here, you know. This has to be proved on a balance of probabilities. This is a flexible standard according to the seriousness of what is alleged. I mean, this is just... That's two paragraphs that have just said nothing, really. A copy of the investigation report is enclosed for your information. Well, I think I'm lucky I got to see that. After careful consideration of the facts presented, I agree with the investigating officer's report that this case is not upheld and consequently find there is no case to answer for any misconduct proceedings for the subjects of this complaint. No, I mean, a detective constable turned up with a sergeant's badge on and they said they were recording it when they weren't, but you know. I would like to apologise on behalf of the constabulary that you had cause to complain. And I hope you understand that an appropriate investigation has taken place. Yes, they asked them if they'd done anything wrong and they said no, so that was the end of it. Probably had to buy the round down the pub that night, you know. I would like to thank you for reporting your issues to us in order that we can improve our service to the community. This is, I should put this in fiction really, shouldn't I? You're entitled to appeal to the head of professional standards department if you are unhappy with this investigation. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Here we are, it does have the names. Where did it say? Any personal information relating to the officers and witnesses has been removed. But here we have DC James Bowen and DC Owen Hurley. That was the two. How bizarre. Allegation 1. Either DC Bowen or DC Hurley pretended to be a sergeant when they attended the home address of the complainant, and neither officer produced identification to the complainant. Both true. Allegation 2. The complainant alleges that DC Cook It has got the numbers here, but I really can't be bothered, is attempting to obstruct the course of justice by not providing the complainant with the relevant information in relation to an allegation of harassment. By the way, this report was done, because I did promise I'd mention his name, this report was initially done by Mick Gilbert, who's a professional uninvestigator, or an unprofessional uninvestigator. He works for Unprofessional Standards, anyway. Oh, it does have his name at the top, Investigating Officer Mr. Michael Gilbert. Oh my God, there's pages of it. I shouldn't have done this as a live version. Mr. Paul Dacres has been engaged in a long-running dispute with HDC over what he believes is the organisation's misappropriation of the monies it receives from various sources. What's this got to do with anything? This is about the coppers turning up at my door and basically harassing them. During the course of the dispute, Mr. Dacres communicated with numerous local bodies, yes, all of them, Crime Commissioner, local MP, prosecution in each case. He has not received the support and assistance he believes he should have, and is subsequently engaged in sending numerous and/or acrimonious communications to the representative. Acrimonious, that's a new one. I've not used that word before. It's normally vexatious. In addition, he had published his views via Facebook, Twitter and YouTube on what he believes to be an establishment conspiracy to cover up the council's offending, and in some instances names individual officers in his postings. What the hell has this got to do with anything? This resulted in a complaint of harassment being recorded against Mr. Dacres, and a crime was raised to that effect. So my YouTube stuff and everything has been included in this, was it? Funny, they never mentioned that before. Following the crime, I was given the opportunity to be interviewed, but I declined. Do you know why? Because you lost my last statement. Bloody hell. Advice was sought from the CPS as to whether Mr. Dacres should be summoned to court for harassment, but prior to any decision from that body, Mr. Sims declared that he did not wish to take the matter to court as a personal victim. I wonder why. Because you know about 30 years of theft, probably. Mr. Sims. And that took, what was it? Was it 4 months or something? So then he Sims just suddenly changed his mind, did he, after 3 or 4 months? Yeah, okay then. D.S. Cook was the supervising officer, refused to show me the evidence. The DC, Early and Bowen, one of whom was wearing a sergeant's chevrons on the front despite neither officer holding that rank. The complaint against police was held sub judice. As has been stated, the harassment matter was submitted to the CPS, who decided not to prosecute, after which the complaint against police was passed to investigating. Well, that's funny, because I just said the CPS decided not to prosecute, but here it says, prior to any decision from that body, Mr. Sims declared that he did not wish to take the matter to court as a personal victim. They're not very good at this, are they? And this is all about when I was contacted. I don't know what any of this has got to do with it, but they've just dropped themselves in it again, haven't they? Good God. What have I got on time? Right, I'm going to have to cut this one short and do a part 2, I think. I hate these videos when they won't upload it. Right, so, there we go. They've already caught themselves out once, because they said Ian Sims decided not to take it further, and then they've said the CPS decided not to prosecute. So I shall see you shortly.